Over 3,600 kilograms of gold has been smuggled in India in a period of last 12 months. What is the reason? What are the causes? How can this be prevented? Is that actually a bad thing? There are a lot of questions that come up. First of all, let's take a look at why we have so much of smuggling going into India. There are two places from which the gold is coming in. One is Kerala, where about 690 kilograms of smuggled gold was caught, and from Myanmar. I guess the Myanmar border is porous, so we'll come to that later. Let's first pluck the easy hanging fruit, which is Kerala. Where is it coming from? Most likely Dubai. And why is it being so successful? For one thing, there are four international airports in Kerala, and there are two very close to the border of Kerala. One in Coimbatore, which is only like 40 kilometers from Palakkad, which is the border of Kerala, as well as Mangaluru, which is also very close to the northern Kerala border. So money is coming in the form of gold. This is my opinion. Why? Because if you remember my book, Who Painted My Money White, underlined the amount of fake currency that was coming into India and the kind of damage it was wreaking to the system. So something had to be changed. So the strategy has been changed by the smugglers to go from fake currency to gold. Now, the gold smuggling can only thrive if the government channels are allowing it. So the government has cracked down on that, and they've effected a lot of transfers of customs people and immigration people to try and get that under control. But that hasn't really helped, I don't think, because the numbers are still going up. They say something else. Also, the government tried to curb the imports by raising the duty from 7.5% on gold to 12.5%, thinking that that would deter. Actually, this kind of a move where you increase the interest rate to the customers who are going to legally get the gold, such as legit jewelry shops, that makes it harder for them because the other side is paying zero interest. When you smuggle it in, you are not paying any zero tax. You're not paying any taxes on the smuggled gold. And then that gold comes and finds its way into most of the jewelry shops. And once the gold is melted and made into commercial jewelry, there is no way to know whether it was smuggled gold that made it into the jewelry or whether it was legitimately paid gold. So why did the government make this move? I don't know. If anything, I would have actually gone the other way and lowered the taxes on import to 3%. Why 3%? Because a finished jewelry product, when you go and buy it in a jewelry store, Tanishq, for example, you would be paying 3% on that as GST. So if you are paying 3% for the GST, then the person who is making the gold products may not mind paying 3% import duty to get the gold in. And I don't understand why this was a concern, unless I think that this was a drain on the foreign exchange, which I kind of don't believe, unless you think that the government didn't want the legitimate jewelry companies to draw down on their foreign exchange to import gold. If that is the case, then basically what the government is saying is, okay, I don't want you to import gold officially. I would rather deal with the smuggling. Then you shouldn't complain about the smuggling. Remember that gold, once it's inside India, it is much harder to move it around. So there's actually a plus point to this also. I'm not saying that you should go unmitigated. Remember that it is very difficult to catch hold of people who have been caught with their hand in the cookie jar. Take a look at that one case where I think the name of the girl was Swapna, if I remember correctly. She had been smuggling gold through the diplomatic pouch of a UAE official, and this got caught, and that was only because there was one honest officer, and essentially it has been going on for a long time. That's what I'm trying to say. And the tentacles of the operation reached all the way to the chief secretary, the highest bureaucrat in Kerala, and that person had to resign. But he didn't go to jail. Instead, you have the girl who's caught, she's going to jail. She's supposed to be very friendly to the Pinarayi Vijayan family, and Pinarayi Vijayan has not been touched. So you have all these dichotomies that is hard to explain. My 2 cents is, do away with import duties on gold. What is wrong in that? Let's see, the person who's bringing the gold in, he has figured out a way to get the money to buy it in UAE, right? Instead, why don't you try and encourage people, that is the exporters of gold, to send it directly to India? If you have zero import duty, the producers of gold are who? South Africa, some other African countries, Russia, and so on. Let them directly export to India. Why do you need a middle traffic of UAE? UAE is where the money is questionable. Let them directly come. Let them directly export from there to India. I don't know why some of these out of the box thinking doesn't take place in the government. I'm hoping that this video will try and open up some eyes. Look at something different, guys. Let gold come in. Gold is a good asset. And I think India is number one today. I don't believe that China is having the amount of gold that it is told that it is having. I don't believe so. So we have to wait and see where the thing actually falls. But don't worry about others. If India can afford to import gold and give it to all their people, what's wrong with that? Also, I'm hearing that most of the smuggled gold, the person who smuggles it insists on taking only 2000 rupee notes for the gold because they want to carry as less cash as possible. So I'm looking forward to the day when India completely delegitimizes the rupees 2000 note also. I'm sure it is reduced. It is being further reduced. At one point, they'll say zero production of 2000 rupee notes. Therefore, it is now no longer legal tender, or maybe 1 month, 2 month, whatever time frame that they usually give. But the more important thing is banish this import duty. This is nonsense. I think it's much easier to deal with 0% imported gold if there is an outflow of foreign exchange that can be more than made up by the amount of jewelry that gets exported, finished jewelry that gets exported and bought by NRIs outside of India. There's a thriving business. You go to any city in India, you go to any city in Middle East, any city in USA, there are huge gold shops now. And most of them get their gold jewelry made in India because of low labor. So the money is coming back in the way of foreign exchange in another form. That's all. Encourage that rather than trying to impose more import duties to discourage the legit jewelers from importing gold and forcing them to go to the other route, which is to get smuggled gold. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.